All right, the legend that is Leo Messi there. He said, at worst, I will be watching the World Cup. And either way, he said that's still going to be a special thing because, of course, it is the global tournament that we all wait for in world football. But what do you guys think? Where will he be watching it?
I think he'll be playing, personally. I think he'll be there. I think a lot of it is just, again, we just got done with this conversation with Suarez. And at a different level, Messi still wants to be able to make sure that he can compete at the level that is expected of him and what that role is. And I think if you're looking around April or even those friendlies in March, end of March, and he's fit and feeling good, yeah, I think he'll be a part of it.
Mark, do you see it that way too?
Yeah, but I think he's just being honest in his assessment of what he's felt over the last few years and playing in Major League Soccer. He used the calendar as an example. We're not on the European calendar. There are going to be teams, players who are already in rhythm. I'm going to be off for a few months. Let's see how my body reacts to it. He's done this before, and it's taken him a bit to catch up to speed, and then he gets injured because of it. So I think he's being very cautious with it, and I think it comes with the territory. He's always been one of these players that's been very open. It's black and white. I don't want to say he is foreshadowing maybe a different avenue of his playing time, but he's saying, look, 6 months is a long time. I'm getting older. I will need to see how I feel.
Shaka, can his body realistically handle this?
Yeah, I don't think, for me, I don't think there's any doubt that Lionel Messi plays in the World Cup next summer. And listen, I get it. Well, the old cliche among footballers is you never say you're starting, you never say you're playing, because truly that decision is not up to you. And that was for mere mortals. No.
Messi's not a mere mortal.
Exactly. I'm still not convinced that Lionel Messi is a mere mortal. But he is still going by that same playbook, even for him, that he's not saying, yep, I'm going to play. This, I'm picking myself now. I feel he gets through the season, he has a long break, and then I just wonder if the way the US season is structured, in that you get this long break over the new year, you start back training in February, league gets going in March, and you wonder if he goes, if that serves him better in that shortened 2 or 3 month lead up to the World Cup, as opposed to those who are playing in Europe, playing all year round, and at the end of the season, you're coming into the tournament. I feel it plays better into Lionel Messi, certainly at this stage of his career, and he's the better for it.
To have 10 matches or so, maybe some time with the national team in March and some friendlies, as opposed to just coming off 60 matches in Europe, having the pressure of being at a Barcelona or a PSG, expected to get into, if not the late rounds, if not winning the Champions League as well. You're supposed to be at the clubs you're at winning your domestic cup competitions as well. And there's a guy that never missed a game. Yeah. There's a guy that didn't take breaks. Yeah. He heard him in the interview. I expected to play every three days. And to now, at this stage, to be able to say, I can rest, and I'm building towards this, as opposed to monitoring my minutes going into the World Cup. So I think it helps him dramatically.
I just think it's wild that we see two superstars and the narrative is going to be different. You see Cristiano Ronaldo in Portugal, and the narrative out of one side, a big portion of the population is he shouldn't play because he makes Portugal worse. And then we see a similar situation in terms of an older footballer who is the idol of that country, and it couldn't be further from the truth on this side. It's like, no, he has to play. He's going to play. Nobody's going to take him out of there. He's going to be a starter, full in, full out. It's just wild to me that these narratives can be so far apart.
Wasn't Ronaldo still Portugal's leading goal scorer in qualifying?
Was.
Yeah.
And so was Messi.
Yeah.
Well, interestingly enough, I mean, just hearing you guys speak, of course, about Messi and the fact that this going into this World Cup will probably be a bit different for him now. Even though by his own admission, he's already admitting that he probably won't go into the World Cup if he does in peak Messi form in terms of having played on the European calendar. But Argentina still have enough to build around and probably still win without a peak Messi?
Without question. And I thought that's where Argentina actually got better during the World Cup in 2022. Now, you could make the argument that 3 years ago, this wasn't Messi at his absolute best. at Messi's absolute peak. What I felt you saw during the course of that tournament, and remember they lost the first game to Saudi Arabia. I think when you make those comparisons to an Argentina in tournaments previously where they stumbled at the final hurdle, a lot more was expected of Messi. It was almost as though 10 of us have to just stand back, give Messi the ball, and wait for him to do the rest. And you could almost make that argument that that's what happened against Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, coming out of that defeat, everybody started to play their role. Everybody started to understand their importance to the team. And that's when Messi was at his best. Certainly that's when Argentina was at its best. And that's what you saw. That was an evolution you saw over the course of 90 minutes, or that time in between Saudi Arabia, and I can't remember who their second game was. And that's Mexico. When Mexico. And so now if you can get that again, because on paper, Argentina has always been incredibly talented.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, if you get those players playing to their strengths and allow Messi to be the icing on the cake, this is a very good Argentina team.
It's just the lines, the margins for error are so slim, so thin at a World Cup that you lose to Saudi Arabia, you win a must-win game against Mexico. Against Poland, it was close till the it wasn't a handball, it was a penalty kick that Chesney gives up, and then they get going. The next round, you're facing against an Australia that could have technically knocked you out.
Yep.
You know, like Australia had their chances. Lisandro Martinez clears a ball off the line in the dying minutes of this game. They suffered versus Australia. You go off on penalty kicks against the Netherlands. You beat Croatia, and very well, probably peak Messi on that play with Guardiola down the left-hand side. And you beat France in penalty kicks. You could have lost penalty kicks against Netherlands. It's just so slim. And Casey will tell you, because he's been in this situation before. To date, the most successful World Cup for the U.S. men's national team in the modern history is the 2002 quarterfinal run. Case, refresh my memory. You guys surprised the world against Portugal.
Yep.
Tied the host country against Korea.
Yep.
South Korea.
Got beat badly.
Against Poland,
By
you're out of the
Poland?
World Cup. Until who puts you back into the World
So
Cup?
basically what had happened was stoppage time. Portugal had got some players sent off stupidly, playing the host country, Korea. Korea did not need to score. It's a draw. Both Portugal and Korea are going through, and because Korea is the home country, they push, score a late goal, which puts us in, and because of all those scenarios, we then get to play Mexico instead of Italy in the next knockout stage, who we've had a ton of success against. So, and Messi, I think, said that very well.
Yeah.
He said, can you win another World Cup? Well, there's a lot of things that come into play. There's this, there's these games, there's these draws. I need my goalkeeper to come up big in some penalties. And the post can make a difference, all that kind of stuff. And so I think what you really want to do, and I think what he alluded to, if you're a big team, you just have to go be competitive and go give yourself an opportunity to win it. And I feel like a Messi doing well, Messi in a good frame of mind will have the best chance to help Argentina repeat.